we sit down at the new year and we set goals. Some of us pick words of the year. I didn't do either of those things. What did I do? I'm going to tell you. Hi, my name is Jessica Lemmon. I am here to teach you how to romanticize your life, how to enjoy this one beautiful life that you're living. And part of that is achievement. We want to get ahead in our businesses and our personal lives. We always want to grow and improve. But if we want that so badly, how come every time we set goals, we abandon them in just a few weeks? So this year I decided, instead of goal setting, instead of choosing a word for the year that I would probably forget in a few months' time anyway, I would set habits. And this started from an identity perspective. Who did I need to be in 2026 to have what I really wanted to have? I have been writing romance novels since 2010. I was published in 2013. That was my debut novel. And since then, I've penned 48 novels. That's a lot of novels. That's 3 to 5 books a year. That's being under contract, being under deadline. I gave up vacations. I gave up personal time. It was a grind. Did I love it? Yes. Do I still love it? I'd rather write 1 or 2 a year. 2 might be the sweet spot. I wrote 1 book in 1 year way back in 2014, and I was so upset I couldn't get more contracts than that. My entire goal was to get a backlist so I wouldn't be the new girl. I didn't want to be the girl with 2 books out. I wanted to be the girl with 12 books out. I hustled and I worked with my agent and I got these contracts and I wrote these books, and some of them were the most popular with my readers and continue to be. I became the billionaire and bad boys girl, and that wasn't even a thing when I started. So what did I do this year? Instead of set goals that I would forget about and a word of the year that I wouldn't honor, I chose habits. The habits that would help me be the person I wanted to be in 2026. Last year, I built a membership called the Lemmon Society, and I launched a course called Write for Fun to help writers finish the novel they're working on with clarity and confidence. In February, I'm launching Lemmon Society magazine, issue number 1, and guess what? The cover story is going to be public facing, so you're all going to get to enjoy it. I'm so excited. But let's get back to the habits. Who did I need to be to run a successful brand, to be the person who delivers joy? Well, first of all, if I'm here to tell you I'm going to help you enjoy life, romanticize your life, guess what I have to do? I have to model that. So every day when I sit down to do my work, am I romanticizing my own life? Am I enjoying my own life? Even the parts that aren't that easy to romanticize and enjoy, like my deadlines or taxes. How do you romanticize that? How can I find a space of enjoyment and satisfaction for that? I need to relax. I need to be calm, peace, and ease. That's my motto. I am calm, peace, and ease. Am I always? But a lot. So my 3 habits that I have set for 2026 are: habit number 1, moving my body. Strength, cardio, flexibility like yoga and Pilates. I even got a vibration plate at the recommendation of my doctor. When I set this habit, it was important that I determined my why. Why does it matter if I sit on the couch and watch Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, or if I get off my butt and do some body groove dancing or yoga or climb on the elliptical for 10 minutes? Why does that matter? Because I want to have a healthy body. I want to be able to sit here and talk to you and have energy when it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. There's practical things like lowering your cholesterol, managing your glucose, but there's also really helpful things like flexibility, less stiffness in my joints. Writing is really hard on the body. You're hunched over a computer, you sit in the same position, and boy, I thought writing at the keyboard was bad for you. Being on your phone, my goodness, like making the shorts, making the reels, scrolling to find ideas, like that has caused a lot of issues in my body. The next thing we want to determine is, what can I connect it to? What will be my signal that it's time? And I kind of go back and forth on this. Like, is it better after breakfast, I'm not too full, or right before lunch when I am about to have that slump in the afternoon? The next question I asked was, what could I change about my environment to make this more accessible? In my TV room, I have a shelf with weights and my yoga mat. It's right in front of the television. There's a big empty space for me to roll out a mat and do a workout. It's absolutely the perfect setup. So I have everything I need. I even put a pair of shoes on that shelf so that I would have no excuse if I had my house slippers on. I could just change my shoes right then and there. Habit number 2, mindfulness. I really wanted to be the kind of person who meditated, visualized, and had a bit of quiet time in between sleeping and my first cup of coffee. Instead of rolling over, grabbing my phone, checking my Pinterest, looking at Instagram, watching reels. You know how easy it is to slip into watching videos on TikTok or on Instagram, and before you know it, 20, 30, 40 minutes is gone. Marie Forleo says something that I absolutely love. She says, create before you consume. When you wake up in the morning, those ideas that you've had during sleep, that inspiration, those are going to be so fresh. You might want to write down your dreams or just write down what you're grateful for. Really be in that space of quiet and gratitude first thing in the morning. I've actually done pretty well with this habit, which is great. Lately, I've been kind of rushing through it so that I can hop online and check a few things that I'm excited about. But for the most part, I really do honor this space. It doesn't happen before my coffee though. Sometimes I'm mid-coffee. So why is this habit important to me? Some of the things I wrote down was that it regulates your nervous system. A regulated nervous system is so good if you suffer from anxiety or worry or thoughts that just loop and loop in your head. It also allows God in. I want to hear that voice. I don't want to shut it out by always having noise on the background, always having my phone in my hand scrolling, hearing the TV, having music on, playing an audiobook. So that quiet really does allow a moment for inspiration. And let me tell you something. Lemmon Society magazine came directly from a meditation. I didn't wake up and go, oh, I want to make a magazine. I had a memory about a teacher of mine that led me down a road. I remembered this, I remembered that. And as I followed those breadcrumbs, I realized, this magazine could really give value to a lot of people. This romanticizing your life idea of slowing down and doing something for yourself, giving yourself that gift. The more grateful you are, the more joyful you are. So I try to not only write down my gratitude, but really feel it in my body. I love my first cup of coffee. I love my cozy, sweet dogs. And when you're looking around and watching the sun come up and hearing the birds chirp, even just seeing your neighbor take a walk down the street, you realize you're in a safe, cozy space, and that feels so wonderful. What can you be grateful for? And the third habit, writing every day. I always say you don't have to write every day, just write every writing day. Who determines your writing day? You do. But I'm writing every day with the intent to get a contract from a publisher this time. There is some interest. Now it's time to write the pages for the book. And since it's in a little bit of a different genre than I'm used to, I have to figure some things out. It's kind of new. So sitting with my journal, writing my synopsis, figuring out what special things are going to go into this book. I'm trying not to give anything away. So why is this habit important? If you have trouble sitting down to write, this could be the most important question for you. Why is this habit important to you, and how does it contribute to your wellness? Oh, baby. Well, your creativity gets stronger the more you use it. I want writing to be automatic again. I used to dream of story ideas, wake up and write them down. Ideas and solutions do tend to flow easier when I'm in the mode of doing it. It seems like writing's only hard when you're not writing. More books equals more readers. I loved being on the shelves of Target and being in Publix and Sam's Club, and that is not a humble brag. It was just so exciting to see my book out there in the world with that big Target sticker on it. I loved having that and I want to have that again. I also really like publisher support. I've self-published a number of books and I enjoy the process, but it is a lot. I mean, you are butcher, baker, candlestick maker. I do hire out an editor, so I work with an editor on all of my self-published books. I have to do all the marketing, write the back cover copy, update my website. So all of the things I was doing with a publisher, now I'm doing that and I am the publisher. So I really wanted support and I didn't have to go out and do everything myself. So instead of setting goals for your year, have you thought about setting habits? Have you thought about asking yourself who you want to be? Not, I want to weigh 10 pounds less and I want to finish my book this year, but who do you want to be? Do you want to be strong and confident? Do you want to be energized? Do you want to be the kind of person who acts on her impulses? Hey, I think I'll start a magazine. Okay, let's start a magazine, and boom, here comes Lemmon Society magazine. Do you want to be braver in front of the camera? Do you want to launch your own YouTube channel? You need to decide what it is you want to be in the year of 2026. And then, my friend, set the habits that will support this new identity. I want to thank you so much for joining me for this. If you have any questions about habits or goal setting or Lemmon Society or contributing to my magazine, please leave them in the comments below. In the meantime, come and see me at jessicalemmon.com, sign up for my newsletter, and I will teach you how to romanticize and enjoy this one precious life that you've been given.